Evernote real-time editing. That's what we're talking about today. Hi, this is Frank Buck, and this is the place to be if you want to get organized and make it look easy. You and I have been taking notes probably since late elementary school. And whether it's the classroom or the boardroom, we've had two basic choices. One, everybody takes his or her own notes, or two, one person serves as the secretary, taking the official minutes and then distributing them later. Well, each method has its upside and downside. Everyone taking their own notes does keep us all on task. And if you do this digitally, well, Evernote's a great place for your notes. Create a new note for the meeting, and you're ready. You can add the things that are important to you, including to-dos. The downside is that everyone has become their own stenographer. Everyone is writing the same version of the same thing. Only some people are probably missing some things because they're trying to pay attention and write at the same time. If one person serves as the secretary, everyone's free to listen and add to the conversation. But you've got to trust that person to do a good job of taking those notes so that their version is actually true. Again, Evernote's a great place to take those kind of notes, and the ability to share that note digitally with others is easy. You may even have a notebook shared with other members that houses all meeting notes. As soon as the notes from that new meeting are added to the notebook, they're there for everyone to see. And yes, there is a third method, a hybrid of the two. Your friend can't be in class or in that meeting, so you take notes and share your copy. If you or the friend are taking the same college course, for example, one of you could create a notebook for that class and share it with the other person. Today, I'll take notes and you listen. The next class meeting, you take notes and I'll listen. And since our notebook is shared, we both have access. Later, we can both edit any of those notes. But there's one thing that we haven't been able to do, and that stops today. We've never been able to edit the same note at the same time in Evernote. If I was editing the note and you tried to open it on your end, you got a message that the note was locked for editing. You see, it used to be that your notes synced with the cloud periodically. So if I was to make a change to a note and you made a change to the same note, when our accounts synced, Evernote wouldn't know what to do with either one and would duplicate the note. With the advent of Evernote 10, syncing happens continuously in the background. Well, Evernote's been able to take this now a step farther. With Evernote's real-time editing, two or more people can edit the same note at the same time. You see each other's changes as they're typing. You may already have this feature and not be aware of it. So here's how to look for it. The best way to tell is just to simply open a note in your own account in two different versions. Pull up the desktop account and Evernote Web, or pull it up on your computer and also look at it on your phone, where you're on both devices, you're going to the same note. Then look up just to the left of the share button in the upper right corner. If you have real-time editing, you're going to see a little picture of yourself up there, that little profile picture. If you see it, you've got real-time editing. So you see your own profile picture there, right? So as soon as both of your devices are accessing that same note, you're going to see two profile pictures. And if you were doing this with another person, you would see your picture and their picture. When you enter the information into a note, you're going to see that information appear in the other note. You see a profile picture you see the little circle around it that has a particular color. If that circle was green, for example, when you're writing in the note, The other people will see your name appear on the screen, and they'll see it in a little green background. So green would sort of be your color. Okay, so you click somewhere in the note, you start typing, and you'll see the text appear in that note on the other device. You see your name, you see that background color. So just think of the possibilities here. You and a friend are in class together. One of you creates a note in the notebook that the two of you are sharing for that class. The other person opens the same note. Throughout the lecture, you can put your heads together. A point one person misses during the lecture is captured by the other person. You're even able to ask each other clarifying questions through the note, even though you're on opposite sides of the lecture hall. In a business meeting, the agenda can be shared ahead of time through a shared note. During the meeting, everyone can access that same note. Everyone can edit that note at the same time, adding their thoughts. So now, does this enhancement present challenges? Is there a need to keep information from being shared privately? Sometimes there is. Once upon a time, kids passed notes in class while the teacher wasn't looking. And by the way, that still happens. Texting other people in the meeting happens. We now have another form of the same thing. So that's an even better reason for everyone in the meeting to be working in the same note together. That way, it's not just Bob and Tom sharing a note that's part meeting content and part offhand comments about the boss. Has Evernote real-time editing come to you yet? What do you think? What problems have you experienced? What potential do you see? Leave me a comment. If you like what you're getting here, there's plenty where that came from. If you're not already on my email list, come over to frankbuck.org and you'll never miss a thing. I think you'll be delighted with the 2 free gifts that you get just for signing up. And then every week you hear from me with new content. Subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel so that you're the first to experience the new stuff. This has been Frank Buck, helping you get organized and make it look easy.